Create a Piet Mondrian inspired artwork using your iPad and photo editing tool. Piet Mondrian is regarded as one of the 20th century's most significant artists, and you can see here that his work is characterised by the use of primary colours, red, yellow and blue, and geometric shapes with bold black horizontal and vertical lines. First thing that you will need to do is take a photograph of something white in your home. I chose to take a photograph of a wall. Then you will need to open this up into your photos, select edit, look for the three dots in the corner of the screen to open up the markup tools. Once you've opened up your markup tools, you will notice a toolbar will appear across the bottom of your screen. You want to select the highlighter tool and you want to make sure that this slider option here, which controls the opacity of your marker, is on the darkest setting. You also need to make sure that the nib width is at its absolute maximum. Then we are going to change the colour of the highlighter using the colour palette tool to white. We are using white today because we are going to colour the background of our work completely bright white. You might be wondering at this stage why it is that I've asked you to take a photograph of a white wall or something white in your home only to then colour it with white. That is because you can see here that the white wall actually appears quite grey on the photographs, and we want to start off with a brilliant white canvas. So we're going to use the highlighter tool in order to achieve this. You will have to add 2 layers of highlighter to your work because the highlighter tool is designed for you to be able to see what text you are highlighting over the top. It's not a painting tool, it is actually for highlighting text on work. So we need to add a couple of layers in order to make sure that the bright white background really is bright white. Please be careful when you are colouring the edges of your screen. It is very easy for you to swipe accidentally onto a different screen and close the photo editing app and then losing your work. I'm going to expand my toolbar now, and I am going to begin with the bold black lines that Mondrian has in his work. Now, I could start by adding my horizontal and vertical lines freehand. So that would involve me, if I demonstrate for you, using just my finger and my best judgment in order to try to achieve a very sharp, straight, vertical or horizontal line. The problem that I have with this is that if I want to go over that line again to make it just a bit darker, remember the highlighting tool does need you to use a couple of layers, that the edges are not very clean and crisp. So we are going to use the ruler tool to help guide us. The ruler tool, once selected, can be moved across your page, your screen. You will notice that it has the angles written onto the centre. We are going to be using 90-degree angle and the 0 angle today to create those vertical and horizontal lines. First, what I would like you to do, make sure that your highlighter is on black. You are going to add 4 different lines across your screen. You're going to add 2 coats of highlighter to keep it nice and bold. So I'm going to start off with 2 vertical lines at 90 degrees. And then I'm going to move to 2 horizontal lines. You do not have to make these even across your page. You should look at Mondrian's work to inspire your ideas. I like to begin with 4 lines and then I like to add in some smaller lines to section off more of my work. So I'm doing my last line here now that's going to cross over from one side of the screen to the next. I put 2 layers on so it's nice deep dark colour. Now I'm going to change the size of my marker to a medium size, still keeping the black, still keeping it very opaque. And I'm going to now create some horizontal and vertical lines that do not cross all the way over to the screen. So I'm just going to minimise my toolbar And I'm going to start down at the bottom here, adding a couple of layers of highlighter, as you can see there. I'm going to section off up at the top here now, moving my ruler each time. I'm going to make another split over here in the rectangular shape. Now I'm going to change angle, go horizontally and section off some of these smaller boxes to the side. You have creative freedom and choice as to where you would like to section off your work. You can look at the artist's work to inspire your design ideas. We would encourage this. And last but not least, I think I'm going to make one small adjustment up here and add a very small box over here. And then I'm ready to expand my toolbar. I can get rid of my ruler tool because I don't want that for now. Now I'm ready to begin adding colour to my work. Now Mondrian, if you recall, uses the three primary colours, which are blue, yellow and red. So you will need to continue using your highlighter tool and you are going to add your blue, yellow and your red colours. Now I'm going to start off with using yellow. I'm going to pick the yellow that I want to choose. You can see you've got a range of different yellows here. I've selected the yellow that I wish to choose on this occasion. I could, if I wanted to, use this more ochre yellow, which actually is a bit more traditional, so I might keep that one. I'm going to decide on whether I need to make my marker nib a little bit thicker, which I think I will do on this occasion. But if you want to colour small spaces, you can keep it as a medium size. I'm going to select the wider tool. And I'm going to begin adding my first colour to this work. Now, you will notice that as I overlap my highlighter, it does create some lines in the work. This, to just even out your highlighter, all you need to do is just add a few more layers to your work. If, like here, it started to get a little bit too intense, you can press your back button if you make a mistake, remove those layers of yellow and start again. If you want to try out the marker pen, you can always use that. Make sure the opacity is really dark and the nib is very thick. And again, you can begin to add your colour. This can be quite tricky when it comes to the edge of your work, but give it a go if you want to try it. You can see that I didn't change the colour, so it's actually picked up as red now. See how you get on. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to continue with the highlighter tool. I'm going to continue with the yellow. I'm going to try my best to not get too much overlapping going on with the highlighter. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Next, I'm going to add yellow into different areas. I'm going to complete yellow in 3 different boxes of my work. Then I'm going to swap colours. I'm aiming to try to get at least three examples of each primary colours on. So I've done 3 yellow. I'm now going to try red, and I think I'm going to actually do red in this whole great big box here. Try my best to not overlap it too much to create dark lines through there. One of the great things about using the highlighter tool with the black lines is that it's very forgiving with the edge of your work. So actually, you don't have to be too careful on the edges of your work, because the highlighter won't go over the black. If I just do an example here, you can see that I'm just running it all the way across. Actually, you can't see it on the black. Let's get rid of that using the back tool. Okay, I said I was going to do 3 red, so I'm going to do another red down here. I'm going horizontally and vertically over this to try and even out the colour. And I'm going to do 1 more red. I shall do that over here. I'm just going to minimise my toolbar so that it's not in the way. Pop swap it over the other side. Remember to be careful when you're near the edges so that you don't swipe through accidentally to a different screen, because we don't want that. And then last but not least, I'm ready to add my blue. I don't like this blue that's just automatically here, so I'm going to choose a darker blue because Mondrian actually used a more electric blue, a deeper blue, a cobalt blue. So we are going to select where we would like to put this blue now. I think I'm going to go up at the top here. Really lovely deep blue. I'm going to just go in 2 different directions to try to even that colour out a little bit. And we'll try over here as well. You can add more than 3 boxes of colour to your work, but remember, one of the feature of the artist's work is that the colours tend not to be sat right next to each other of the same colour. So you can see, although I've got a blue and a red next to each other, it's not the same. It's not 2 reds next to each other or 2 yellows. Okay, there tends to be as many, if not double the amount of white boxes as well available. If you want to add an extra box of colour, that is up to you. I feel that my work up here actually could do with just an extra colour just up here. So I'm going to just colour this one into blue. And I think I will add an additional red as well. That is your design choice to make. I'm going to add... actually, let's not add a red, let's add a yellow, and we should do that up here. And we'll go in 2 different directions just to try and even it out. Once you are happy with your artwork, you are then ready to save. So make sure that you press the done button at the top. I've just noticed a mistake on my work here, so I'm just going to press the back button to get rid of that before I save my work. Do try to avoid using the eraser tool on your work, because this will actually erase all of your work, including the background, because remember, the background is also a colour that you put onto your work. So try to avoid the eraser tool and you instead choose to use the back tool. This is a much better option. Once you think that you are ready, you can press the done button, which will save your work, and then you can press done one more time, and then you will be able to see your work in its full glory on your iPad. I would then like you to submit that work to me, please, on Seesaw or Power School Learning, and I can give you some feedback. I hope you enjoy this activity, and I can't wait to see your artworks.